Guys, in this video we'll talk about how to choose the right place for your first flights when started with speed flying, how to choose takeoffs, how to choose landing areas. I'll show you the places where I did my first practice flights and how you can get there as well. So choosing a right place for your first flights is very important. You want to keep safety in mind at all costs, but at the same time you want to progress and learn something. Guys, I really wanted to show you where I did my first practice flights, but traveling there was rather difficult. So I fixed this problem by inventing a teleport, which was way easier obviously, and I'm gonna show you how it works. Just watch, okay? Wait, this is not where I wanted to go, but it's not bad at all. Voila! Nice. Okay, now you have to go back to work and go to the correct place. Oh, okay, this is way better. This is where I wanted to go. Guys, this mountain here is called Jura. It's in France and it's perfect for practicing. But first, to get there we'll need to go to Geneva, which is a bit way more down there. Okay, so this is Geneva. It's pretty cool and pretty boring place at the same time. If you like looking at big things, I think you'll like Geneva a lot, because there is this huge water fountain which is really big, really high. It's almost as big as my... No, I'm joking. Seriously, you should go there. Take your kids, your wife. Don't tell this joke to your kids. You can tell it to your wife though. Another really cool thing you can do in Geneva is you go up to Mont Salève and speed fly from there. It's a really cool spot. I'll review it in another video, so stay tuned. So once you're done looking at this giant water fountain and eating chocolate, you'll have to move your ass a little. You need to go 17 kilometers northwest to a French village called Crozet. You'll arrive at the bottom of the mountain, and guess what? You need to hike up that mountain, of course. There's a cable car, but usually doesn't work, so you have to do it yourself. So all this top of the mountain is your playground now. Yay! You can choose any line, any hill, any small slope you want to practice on. Based on the wind and your flying preferences, you can choose your favorite spot here. On the south side of the mountain we have more steep slopes with some cliffs as well. It's more for advanced flights, while on the north side of the mountain it's more shallow, less steep and perfect for some practice flights.
That's why I first headed to the north side of the mountain to search for some nice place for a very safe first flight. I followed these paths here to reach the other side of the mountain until I reach a thing which looks like a square-shaped swimming pool, which you can see on the left side of the road. Here I found a small hill which looks ideal for the first flight. For your first flights you want your slope not to be too steep. The incline should be just slightly below the rate of descent of your glider to allow you to fly a little, but not too steep to get too high in the air. So this is my first flight. Here I fly a little, feeling like a boss and asking what the hell am I doing at the same time. Eventually I land on my ass, all happy to be alive. Successful flight indeed.
If you want your ass to survive, you need to choose a proper landing area. That means, that means it should be completely flat, it shouldn't be on a hill. The surface should be soft, ideally some grass. No rocks or concrete or anything else. You'll be falling a lot on your ass, so you want to keep it as safe as possible. Most importantly, there should be no obstacles, no trees or huge rocks, or definitely not some other people. Make sure you never go to do these practice flights on your own. Always try to go with someone, with some other crazy friend or your girlfriend or a dog or whatever. If you can, at least you have to tell someone where you're going, where you will be exactly, and when are you expecting to go back. So if something goes wrong, people can go and look for you.
For my second flight I chose a place a bit closer and on the south side of the mountain. It's somewhere around here near the pond, with nice big flat landing area here and smooth takeoff place here. This spot was ideal to get some actual flying, not just hovering above the ground, but still keeping safety in mind. The takeoff has what I call an ideal takeoff profile, allowing you to run and gain speed at the less steep part, and once you're ready to fly, you reach the steeper part where you take off. And even if things don't go well, you still have some slope to run on and slow down and start the takeoff again. So this is my another flight, as you can see. I just fly more or less straight, reaching the landing area and landing on my ass. But it was exactly at this spot during these few flights where I learned to flare my wing properly when landing, and in this way land way more safely. As you can see, with each flight my landing is getting more smooth until I'm able to land nicely on my feet. This is crucial, especially when landing at higher speeds.
As you can see, after practicing on a place like this, our landings get way better, takeoffs as well. So now we can move on to some more advanced flying.
For another runs I stayed at the same side of the mountain with the northwest wind. I found a nice flat and a relatively big part of a mountain which looked like an ideal landing place for takeoffs higher up on the mountain. But first I decided to test this landing with a short flight which started only slightly above the landing place. In this way I can make sure I'm able to land there with no problems before trying to do some more advanced flying there. As you can see, the landing went okay, and now we can move on a bit higher up. The next spot I found was a really cool one, because you can do some nice first proximity flying when the conditions are good. You're taking off from here between the two small hills, and then you fly along this hill which is on your left side. There you can go nicely close to the ground and then landing in the same area. Since you practiced the landing in the last short flight, it's not a problem to do it again during this flight.
She's on to her feet, be careful, Leon. Dick, flicks her cock and the cocking of guns. Cloud and man, they come for you and Leon. You're the only one.
Guys, you need to keep in mind that when I did these flights I already had some experiences with paragliding. I did my proper training, so don't even think about trying to get your first speedwing and doing this on your own. I know there are people who've done this and it's definitely possible, but it's not the way to go. So please do your training properly and don't just follow blindly my videos and throw yourself off mountains. Okay, please. Thank you. So that's it for this episode about beginner flights on the Jura mountain. I'll be posting another one soon from the same spot, but with more advanced flights and with some proximity flying as well. So make sure to subscribe to my channel to not to miss it. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. and I look forward to see you soon. Take care.